Happy 2021 from Australia. The Viper had a shitty year personally, but loved your streams and the vids. Keep it up. Dude, hope everything gets better for you next year. There's always next year is gonna be better for all of us. Hopefully it does for you as well. I'm sorry to hear that. Wait, capture age? Oh, actually, let me investigate that. Maybe I can use capture age. Oh, capture age is bad at the moment. I just saw an announcement that it's like available for everyone now. That'll be weird if it's bad. Alright, casting mode activated. Let's catch up. I know they're a little bit into the game, so let's check out. I assume it could be Arabia only, but I assume it's no, World Cup 20. Maybe it's the World Cup 20 finals settings. Yeah, I assume it's hidden pick, no repeat. So it's Franks, Britons for Lux and Yo. And Ethiopians, Slavs for Hera and Illyri. You seemed so unhyped against Tempo with MBL. What happened? I wasn't unhyped. I was just not in a place to perform, I guess. I was hyped for Showmatch, and I think I played okay, but Illyri and Hera was very sharp, and mine and MBL's synergy wasn't the greatest, so... But I wasn't unhyped or anything. I was in a good mood. I enjoyed the Inca game a lot. Looks like Drush. No, not Drush. Archers from Illyri. And just scouts from Hera, so it's meta play on all sides. We are fast forwarding. I'm not sure if it's only Arabia. I just pushed best of 7 for now, because I don't know. So Lux just going double range archers, Illyri the same. Scouts and scouts. Oh, the MBL wall. I mean, I'm starting to call this the MBL wall now. I'm not sure if MBL is the one who originated starting to walling like this. But looks like they like the arena. Yo is in on Hera's wood here. Village count Lux is down 2 vills. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe he got lamed or something, I don't know. A lot of pressure coming in there on Hera. This is first time in a while that... Wait, so I just want to point out, this is how I sort of like to play, because I feel like you take initiative in the game. So I really like the way Yo and Lux does this. They're forcing the action on Hera and Illyri. Well, if you think about when me and MBL played against Hera and Illyri, we were always defensive, always walling, fast casting, etc. While now, Hera and Illyri has to react to everything Yo and Lux does. To be fair, this was really well done by Hera. The way he bought time with his scouts and also secured the wall off. So credits to Hera for the way he dealt with this. That could have gone so much worse for him. Let's see the trade here. Looks like it's gonna be an... I'm sorry for fast forwarding, by the way. Looks like it's gonna be a really good trade, actually, in the end. Wow. That was sick, actually. How the hell did I get that trade? That was a really good fight for Lux and... Yo, what? They had less numbers in both scouts and archers, and they come out of top with 6 scouts alive and 1 archer. Hill advantage, man. Holy shit. That was actually insane. Yeah, Hera's in big trouble here. No one is up to Castle Age yet. Army numbers. Advantage for White Wolf Palace. That was actually sick. Yeah, obviously extra HP for Franks and the hill. Helps out a lot. Here comes the second wave as Yo is on the way to Castle Age. Lux is also on the way to Castle Age. Illyri too. Hera, resource-wise, is looking quite a bit off. He's also having to invest into even more scouts, so yeah. I think this game is already looking quite rough for... let me get rid of that, by the way. Sorry for that. It's looking quite rough for tempo here. Good micro here, though. They're cleaning that up. I mean, the advantage for tempo right now is that Illyri has the crossbow mass and Ethiopians. That's where the advantage lies right now for Well, that's what Tempo has going for them. They're obviously behind in economy, for sure. Or they should be. Village count isn't too bad, actually. It's actually way closer than it should have been at this point. I'm surprised. There we gets a really good pick up there as well. The pikeman helps a lot. Nice TC there. TC. Double TC from Yo. Seems like one TC play out for the time being from Lix. University, one TC from Leary as well, but Leary does have stone. He didn't do a tower. And it looks like Hera and Leary are lining up. Bunch of pressure for Yo here. Yo using the last scout to scout the map. Makes a lot of sense. So Leary doesn't feel comfortable pressuring right now because obviously he's missing the knights from Hera. Hera going for triple stable knights and losing 1, 2, 3, 4 vills. 5, 6 maybe even. Wait, was that 6 vills? Oh my god, suddenly there's a 15 village advantage for Yo versus Hera. I'm not sure if Hera didn't notice or not, because Ballistics... I guess Ballistics is in. Yeah, it makes sense actually. Then he probably couldn't even escape. We lost, what, 5 or 6 vills there, really, really rough. And they... Look, there's a bunch of crossbows on Yo's base, and guess what? They're still attacking. So, again, very well done by White Wolf Palace, the way they play this. Yeah, there was Ballistics. Pressure will be on Yo, but Yo does have 3 TCs, he does have a siege workshop, so he's perfectly set up to actually buy enough time to defend. And Lux's army numbers have now caught up as well. Lux is even ahead in army numbers compared to Leary. So it's looking really, really hard for Tempo here. Yeah, I'm not really sure how Tempo is gonna crawl over back here. They have to take some amazing fights to actually have a chance. I'm gonna fast forward more to catch up. They're gonna pick up some... I mean, Leary is by himself right now, right? There's this equal crossbow numbers. Leary has 5 more, but there are knights with +2 upgrades. Leary can take the hill, obviously, so in the end he will get an okay trade. Good micro by Yo there, but still the Britain's range means that Leary cannot just stay there and dodge shots. There's a happening action now from both sides though. Lex is getting cornered, but he does take a hill now. Looks like something that is a decent-ish fight for Tempo actually. Storming in with Knights Hera is. Yeah, actually. Tempo's gonna win this fight. Good micro by Leary there. Let me just quickly do this, sorry. Really good fight for Tempo. This is how they managed to get back in this game. There's obviously a 24, 23 villager lead for Yo. So knight numbers should become heavily in favor of Yo as the game goes on, but then again... Oh, another raid on Hera, losing more villas on the front. Lux is so good with this. The way Lux constantly sends in waves of armies. I have witnessed that firsthand, I'll tell you. That's really, really annoying, because Lux will be fighting with you here with 20 crossbows, and then he has 15 crossbows on the map going to attack you at the same time. He's really good with constantly having another army doing things, being active on the map. Yeah, they can't really do anything to Yo's economy, right? Wait, Leary's on the way to Imp. You know what? This can suddenly get very interesting. Leary's doing the low eco 52 villager Imperial Age play now. But he should not be losing. Every crossbow he loses now is massive actually, and he's open on the back, so the raid from Lix is about to do massive amounts of damage. Yeah, I think White Wolf Palace is finishing the game here right now. There is not a TC either for Leary, so Leary is 1 TCing this. And he's on the way to Imp, but his eco is going to be in shambles now, and they're not convincingly winning fights here either, right? The Britain's crossbows, the numbers are there for Yo, they're fighting next to reinforcement stables. I think White Wolf Palace is about to close this out, so I'm gonna fast forward until we catch up here. Such micro nerds. A bunch of reinforcements from Hera here allows them to trade. I like that Lux is targeting the crossbows because I think they have an idea that Leary could be up as well. Let's check Leary's resources. Yeah, he can't afford Arbalest. He won't be able to afford any economy upgrades unless when he gets a little bit of boost hitting Castle Age, right? Or Imp. So he will afford Bracer, and then Arbalest will have to wait. This is definitely becoming closer than probably White Wolf Palace anticipated here. These are going to be Arbalest. It's going to be hard for them to engage this. But there's still a big villager lead for White Wolf Palace, obviously, right? There's a... I'm just totaling here. 130. There's a 50 villager lead for White Wolf Palace. And Lyri needs time to get Arbalest as well, right? There is a... yeah, Lux has 3 times the army size of Lyri very shortly. So even if there's Arbalest and Imperial Age upgrades, I cannot see how they can actually push and kill anyone. They're obviously still playing super all-in. Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward again. I keep saying that, but this time I'm gonna stick with it because I'm pretty sure the game is over at this point. They're just jumping on the army now. They know they have the numbers. Good micro from Lux, just picking out the Arbalest. And I think this will be the GG fight. As they do clean up just about all the crossbows. As Hera runs away. Hera's top score on their team. Lyri has 27 vills. 27 vills. Looks like there was another raid happening somewhere. They're dead. Get out of the game. Jesus. Hera still has an impressive amount of knights and is catching up a little bit in economy. With this 1 TC play. But yeah, I mean, the army numbers are just way too big now for White Wolf Palace, as Lux is about to hit Imperial Age as well, and that should be the end of the game. As it was. That puts White Wolf Palace up in a 1-1 lead. Well done to them. They're really good aggression here. They had an amazing fight there, which is kind of what snowballed them into the lead. After this fight is when Tempo suddenly decided that, okay, we have to go all in here and play full 1 TC. That's what they did, and they weren't able to do the damage. So well done to White Wolf Palace here. Don't think there's too much to read into the stats because of the way it was played. So I need to get a clarification on the settings here. Does anyone know exactly what the settings are? The first one was definitely Arabia, obviously, but I'm wondering if it is... Is it only Arabia? Or is it the World Cup settings? Would be my question. It's all Arabia? Oof, okay. Not too happy about that. Let's see how long I feel like casting. This will be the last thing I do then for the stream. Not sure if we'll finish this. I've got some ambitious stuff going on, and also obviously when AV4 comes out, I want to go really hard on that too. All right, so this is the second game of Tempo against White Wolf Palace Showmatch. You have Yo and Lux playing in the bottom side of the map with Magyars and Ethiopians. While on top side we have Hera playing as Lithuanians and Lyri playing as the Vikings. So the role seems pretty defined, right? Lux plays the Archer Civ, Yo plays the Cavalry Civ, and on the other side we have Hera playing Cavalry and Lux playing Archer Civ. Wouldn't that be help out with YouTube? I need people that are very into Age of Empires, right? Have a lot of knowledge with Age of Empires. What could be good ideas for videos? Like say I make a top 5 water civs video. It will be a video talking about why these civs are good in water, what's their strengths, etc. Blah blah blah. Maybe 5 civs and then maybe 2 or 3 honorable mentions. I would need to record footage for all the time killing phases, so to say. I would need to make sure I don't leave anything important out. So if I prepare a script, and then I could have 2 or 3 people that are knowledgeable about the game, read through the script and give their input, tell me what I'm missing, etc., so forth, and even come up with their own scripts or own ideas. It's kind of what I have sort of in mind. Obviously more detail to that. You can hire Ornlu. I'm actually thinking about asking Ornlu. I've already asked one person. I'm going to have a proper talk with him soon, and then I might ask Ornlu as well. But obviously Ornlu has his own channels, everything as well. But it could be potentially a side project. Happy New Year, Viper. If Manchester United become the champion of Premier League, do change your Empire name to Bruno Fernandes for one day. Yes, I'll do that. No, I'll change the name to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man. He's the one who deserves that then. Lux tried to pick up a veil, got close there, but the scout came in time. He always just luring deer. We're in the dark age, you know. I saw a comment in chat I wanted to answer, but I didn't really catch it. I don't remember what it was. Right. Hera preparing walls. Let's talk about the civs, alright? I'm a professional caster, as we know. So we gotta talk about the civs. We have Lithuanians and Vikings for Lyra and Hera. Vikings obviously with a insane economy. Lyra's map is a little bit awkward because the gold is forward on the hill, but I guess you can make... So this is something interesting, guys. Alright. So normally you want to have your ranges forward towards your enemy or as an area to defend your exposed resources, right? Question is, with Lyra's map here, if he builds ranges here, which might be like the natural way to build them, it is towards your enemy, yes, but it's also away from the middle and really far away from Lix on the other side of the map, right? So question then is, what's actually better? Could it potentially be an option for him to build the ranges here instead? Still close to Yo, but it won't be as far away from the middle, potentially supporting Hera, potentially attacking Lix, and so forth. It might seem like a small deal, but it really isn't. Placing your buildings can be massive in a lot of circumstances. One range each side is just awkward. How does one counter Lix's raiding? Kill his units. There is preparing the full wall, so he's going to have a great Viking economy. Seems like he's going to secure this as well. Probably wall from there to the wood line. Or the gold, and there as well, and it's a full wall. Hera finishing his walls as well. Very solid map for him. Easy walls there. A little bit big on the backside, but if you place a stable here and walls to the town center, it should be quite safe. Yeah, the White Wolf Palace players are the ones who are slow on their walls. Normally you connect Chinese players with walling more early on, but here's actually the tempo players doing the walling. Stable is almost up for Hera. He did a really fast uptime. I think it was 19 villagers. This is a really fast uptime for Lux as well, going archers. 20 pop archers. Ooh, this is nasty though. 2 scouts in feudal age. He should be able to escape. Spearman is out. Yep, well done to Lux. The range got slowed down a little bit, but no harm, no foul. Lyric could have rushed fast castle the map. He could have, but it would have been very risky. Very, very risky. Wait, this building is always taking the back gold. Interesting decision. So he's building his ranges here and taking the back gold. I guess it makes sense as well. Yeah, he definitely not a viable option. Double range is already out for Lix, so double archer production is already running, while Leary has a one range production happening at the moment. So it looks like archer numbers are going to be in favor of a Chinese team quite early on, and then, like the previous game, action could be happening very, very fast. The scouts from Hera are coming in at the same time as Lix. He should slap some hammers on this gate. Oh, Lix, he's gonna lose one villager for sure here. The archers also just popped on the wrong side of the map. The spearman as well is on the wrong side. Very unfortunate timing for Lix in many ways, but also he could have taken precautions there, right? Loses one villager, not the end of the world. Yo is now finishing his walls. He should be safe. Yeah, only 2 archers out for Leary here. There's already 4 for Lux. So yeah, the pressure on Hera is going to be happening very shortly. He is going to be fully walled this time though, so he should be alright. Also has 5 scouts out. This is live, this is live. Do you think the look style is more effective in 2v2 rather than 3v3, 4v4? Yes. The more players, the worse look style becomes, because more people can punish him. Yeah, I mean... Okay, so Lyra is moving across with 4 archers now and 2 spears, so they will have the numbers to clean this up. But there's a hill now for Lux and Yo where they can sit. And who knows, maybe they'll take a great fight once again. Certainly is annoying though. There is fletching in for Lux, fletching is on the way for Lyra, so should be good as well. Farming eco. Lux is actually doing a better job setting up farm eco at the moment, but then again there are 2 sheep still there. Definitely some annoyance for Lyra. This is Hera. This is his only wood line. He is Lithuanian. He went for the 1 lumber camp since he went for such a fast up. And even though he's not gonna, I don't think Hera will lose vills here, but this still disturbs your economy so much. These villagers are now chopping wood very ineffectively. They're diving actually. Oof, he might lose some vills considering what's happening now. Do they go for villagers or do they go for army? It looks like they go for villagers. Okay, 3 vills down. If I saw correctly, that was 3 villagers down for Hera. Yeah, 3. He had 10. So he lost 3 villagers there, but they did obviously kill the whole army. So Lyra now is going to have a big archer number advantage, which is something you probably don't want. While they do kill 3 vills and put Yo in a commanding position as the cavalry player, it's still, you give the archer player of tempo a big advantage. Did Lux do loom? He's the same villager count as Hera, not loom, wheelbarrow. He didn't. How is Lux same villager count as behind Hera in villager count, and Hera lost 3 vills just now? I'm confused. He must have had idle time, for sure. Looks like Yo has stopped making scouts. Hera is just now doing double bid axe as well. So I think it's going to be a situation where Yo is going to be in a commanding position as a cavalry player, while Lyra is going to be in a commanding position as the archer player. So Lyra now grouping up his army here. There's only 11 archers for Lux, while there's 18 for Hera, for Lyra. Yo is definitely gonna have to tower up her. Let's see how his crisis management is, because the pressure is gonna be big here. There's the tower. I think once they spot this tower, they should immediately switch to attacking on the bottom side. Lux went up too early? Maybe. He also did get harassed a little bit early on, right? Good securing walls for... Well, we're even stonewalling, so he's not taking any risks here. Now he's just got to try and prevent losing villagers. 1 will go down for sure, maybe even 2. Oh, it looks like 1 only. Hera and Yo are both on the way to calf stage as well, so even though Hera did lose some vills, he has definitely recovered finally, nicely. So, looks like we're going to be entering Castle Age about the same. Lux is idling his TC even. Oof. Lux is being very risky in the way he manages his economy. And this is what Lux always does, right? He moves out with his 2nd wave and 3rd wave and 4th wave. And this is a move where I would say this is a bad move, because these archers will die. People don't expect this. That's why it's actually working sometimes, because this is on paper a really bad move, because there are so many scouts and so much army from the opponents out on the map. So, like I said, on paper this is a bad move. But because no one expects it, because it is a bad move on paper, sometimes it gets really good value. Forcing Hera to do stone as well, so Hera is now gonna be... Let's check his stone count. He's gonna only be able to afford 1 town center. Not that he can afford anything, because his wood income has been completely shreked. And Lyra and Hera are just running around chasing units right now. This feels like me and MBL, where we in theory have a good situation with army, with economy, but we're just running around chasing Lux and Yo all the game. Which is not pretty. So is it a bad move on paper? In theory it is a bad move. I would say it's a high risk, high reward move with no guaranteed damage. but guaranteed to lose your army at some point. Just gonna trade archer numbers now, but yeah, this is gonna be a massive cleanup in favor of tempo. I think they should be very happy with this. So, what did he do? He idled wood eco, he killed one villager, and then he lost his whole army. So, high risk, high reward. And in this case, he didn't actually get anything. Nice block to not let Yo scout out. They're pretty much putting this game in the hands of Yo to carry, so to say, with knight numbers. But Yo also did a tower. Triple stable. Triple stable, 4 ranges. I don't think they're planning to add town centers, guys. Both of them had to make a tower. But this is because, like, if you think about how Yo and Lux plays, they sacrifice their opening armies in order to do damage. Which forces them to make a defensive tower because they do sacrifice that initial army. And sometimes they get enough damage done, in which case the tower is just nice, but in this case I don't think they've done enough. And that leaves them in a situation where they're now playing catch up. Eduardo Teach, thank you for the whole year of support. And a happy new year to you. Rollo23, thank you for the 6 months as well. What do you think of the Siege Tower Woodline Hop? It's an interesting one, for sure. A bunch of pressure coming in, Alex. I think the only way White Wolf Palace can win this now is if they take like one massive fight in their advantage and snowballs that heavily in their favor. So I think they're relying on tempo to make mistakes in their army usage here. There is pulling ahead in villagers. He has added a second TC nicely on the hill. Larry is staying 1 TC for now. 2 stables, picking up relics. Looks like they want to jump on the army here. There are more knight numbers for sure. Actually a massive now. 11 knights to 6. This should be a massive fight. What? This is the fight that White Wolf Palace needed. Suddenly White Wolf Palace are back in the game. Cleaning the whole army, and this is the snowball that they were counting on, right? Now they have to snowball this, though. If they don't snowball this further... I mean, look, now Lux has almost 2.5 times the army of Leary. And Yo and Hera are on the same terms. And it's also Ethiopian crossbow. And the worst part here is that Hera doesn't have town centers. He's 1 TC. They have so much potential now to completely just absolutely demolish Hera. If they just go and kill Hera now, they have a really good chance at this game. But at the same time, they are leaving Leary untouched. Ooh, he can just sit here and deny the town center. Oh, this is so ugly for Hera. This is so ugly. Can he reach? Can he not reach those? Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He cannot reach them. Okay. Still an ugly position, but that TC placement was actually perfect. They are getting in though. TC is not up yet, but I mean this eco is still completely vulnerable. 9 knights here, still diving on the TC. They should just kill the knights, honestly. Stay there, don't run. Kill the knights before Leary comes. I think they should have just fought. Well, Hera is forced to fight anyway, and again, White Wolf Palace are doing the damage. I think he's using his army. He's killing villagers with one army and killing crossbows with the other. What is this? Nice quick walls from Hera on the top, so the knights from Yo couldn't reinforce. I mean, they did put Hera behind now, but I feel like this was really misplay from Lux. Honestly, when they were here, there's no fletching on the town center. When they were here, there was about 8-7 vills. The fire damage from the town center wouldn't have been massive. Yo picking up some reinforcements nicely. I think they should have just stayed here and fight Hera's knights without the crossbows from Lyra being involved. Obviously, I can see everything, so to me, it's easy to make that statement. But I think that was the natural, logical play there. Instead, they pretty much gave Hera and Lyra the best possible fight they could have. Sloppy by Leary. Those archers should not be out there. He does make himself a real nice pocket though to sit in. Although the knights got in. A little bit of a mess, but yeah, well defended by Leary there. Now they're switching the aggression over to Lyra's base, but yeah, Lyra is too far ahead in economy. Now Lyra as well. Hera's gonna be untouched. They both have extra TCs. Yo did add a TC, good for him. But it's one of those games now where I would say that I don't think Hera and Lyra can lose this. But then we have seen a couple of fights. Hey, Viper, much respect from Brazil. Cheers, cheers. Are you an NBL in the World Cup speaking in Norway or are you into speaking English? We talk in Norwegian when we're playing the World Cup. But when we're streaming the show match, we talk English, obviously, because we're streaming. Yeah. I think the only way they can win is if Lix keeps going ham with military and also manages to get imp somehow, which he is not going to be able to. If we check Lyra's economy, he's about to click Imperial Age. This is the Viking free handcart economy. Pressure is going to be on though, but I think Lyra should have no issue buying time in order to get to imp. I mean, they are going to pressure the gold, so maybe Lyra will struggle a bit with the gold income, but still have a hard time seeing how. Sorry to be a downer, but I have a hard time seeing how Temple loses this. I see Temple with the lead, but only White Wolf Palace is attacking and making pressure. Why is that? Shouldn't it be the other way? Because Temple is playing safe. They don't need to force an issue anywhere. They know that Lyra is on the way to Imperial Age. Ooh, you know what? Yo could have jumped there on the army of Lyra. They should realize that Lyra is on the way to imp. Hera's going to try to clean up these crossbows instead. Yeah, I mean, they know that Lyra... They know they have an equal lead. They know that Lyra is on the way to imp. They don't need to go out and fight, right? They have a lead. They're waiting to cement their position even further ahead, right? A wise man once said, when you're ahead, get further ahead. And that's what they're doing right now. If they're able to trade army though, if they're... Okay, so let's put the situation where White Wolf Palace can win. They're able to trade military. They're able to trade the army of Lyra, even though Lyra has Arbalest. If they're able to trade these numbers and keep some pressure going, then they can catch up in military economy. And they need Yo to pull far ahead of Hera. If Yo doesn't get to imp in a good position, like ahead of Hera, then for sure the game is lost. But yeah, Hera is also 2 TC. Is he still 2 TC? Yeah, they're playing this super all-in still. The one thing they have going for them though is the army positioning right now. And that is that Yo and Lix are together while Hera and Lyra are separated. Oh, Hera, you don't want to jump here, Hera. You're just wasting knights. Because Yo is nearby enough to the point where the knights can never engage without losing 2-3 numbers. So now they know Lyra's imp, so how do they react to this? Looks like they're switching over to Hera? Man, Lux has a massive army. He has 57 crossbows. Lyra has 50 though, and that's about to be Arbalest, so... Gonna be a tough one. Alright, so Lyra hits imp. How do we react? Let's kill the other guy, apparently. To be fair, what they're doing here though is they're forcing Lyra to chase the army. Right? And they're gonna take this town center. So, worst case scenario, they get to trade a lot of economy for the knight player. And Yo will have a good situation compared to the knight player. But again, they are trading this whole army now for... They're still going to take a good trade, don't get me wrong. They're going to kill a lot of vills from Hera. So they're going to trade okay-ish. But they will lose this army. And what we're going to see that is left over after this army is the whole army of Lyra. And the question now becomes, can they stop that? And you know what they're doing? They're buying time because Yo is on the way to imp. Yo is on the way to imp, so if they can buy time, It's actually a funny thing that they can actually win this game now, because Yo is on the way to Imp. Hera just lost half his economy. And they still got out with all their army, and Lyria still hasn't been able to attack. 4 castle on the gold. Yo is gonna hit Imp, he's gonna go Cavalier. It's weird. But the thing here is, White Wolf Pass is giving themselves a fighting chance. But then you see these 50 Arbalists marching across the map. They're counting on the tech of Cavalier to actually win them this game. You know what? If you're Lix here, seriously, just take the hill. Try to take the hill and fight. Trade. You lose your whole army, and he loses half his army. And that's the best you can get at this point. Yeah, it's still gonna be super ugly because he has 1 TC. His whole economy will be idled. Still gonna be super ugly, but I definitely like the way White Wolf Pals are playing this. They're pretty much doing the only things they can to win, and they're doing the right moves. But yeah, Lyria is also pulling even further ahead in economy, and I have a hard time seeing how they're ever going to catch up. Is China too aggressive and Tempo not aggressive enough? I think both teams have been too aggressive at one time in the game. I think the first army from Yo and Lux was fine. They dived, hoped to get some damage. They got a little bit, but not enough to justify losing their army. But then Lux did the second wave, where he sent like 14, 15 crossbow by themselves in order to try and do damage. And obviously, he just lost that whole army in return. So that's kind of where everything really kind of snowballed. And then they took a really good fight and did some good damage in Hera's base, but Lyria was untouched for way too long. Now he's trebbing down the castle as well. There will be Cavalier soon, but at some point Lyria is just going to be able to even switch to Berserker. But even here, Lyria could just keep making Arbalest, and Hera just goes full cavalry in Castle Age to be a meat shield. And the Arbalest numbers should never be a danger anyway. They slinging? I don't think so. You can check quickly. Oh, actually, Lux was slinging to Yo. Okay, so they were slinging. They were slinging food to Yo, and Lux was just going full crossbows. Again, Lux is dead now, right? He ran away with about 13 villagers. What is he doing? He takes his whole 42 army crossbow men in order to help Yo in whatever Yo is doing. If he went here, that would be really good, because that's where Hera's gold is, though. Big fight's about to happen on Yo's base now. This is kind of the game-deciding fight right now. Illidan, thank you very much for the €4 donation. Nemo, 32, thanks for the 3 months. Good luck for the CL final. Ooh. Oh, you know what? Shit, wee. That's about as good position as Yo could have hoped for. He actually misengaged a little bit, though. Lyria's crossbow should never have been able to escape there. And now Lyria's gonna have a good trade. Because the knights, even though they are knights, they still have +5 attack because Hera has the relics, and they buy enough time for the Arbalest to do damage, so that's it, pretty much. Yes, please, you capture Age. I heard bad things about it, that it's apparently not working properly at the moment. We're casting the whole best of 7. I will see about that. I haven't committed yet. I've been live for 3 hours soon, and I have some plans for the evening with Debbie, so I'm not sure if I'll commit to doing the whole thing, but for now, we'll stick around. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried capture. I talked about it earlier, but then people told me that it's not working at the moment. So I don't know what the situation is. I also think the overlay is better. It's just... I'm not sure. If it's not stable yet, I'd rather just cast like this and we'll just take it from here. Yeah, population count. I'm very focused on that because I hate watching other people cast and never see the villager count. It's just super annoying. Or population. So I'm very focused on that, not clicking too many things, because I want you to be able to see the villager counts. It was a game. It was a strange game, right? Yon looks super aggressive in the opening. That gets cleaned up. They did slight damage to Hera's economy. but they're leaving a Viking player untouched. And when a Viking player is untouched, especially when that player is Leary, you don't want that situation, right? It's very buggy at the moment and it's much worse than original Capture Age, but big potential to just wait a few months and patches. Okay, sounds good. I have dog hair in my mouth, 1 sec. Never kiss your dog. Alright. New game. New circumstances. Why do they switch the colors? What's the point of that? Alright, so Hera playing as the Magyars, Leary playing as the Malay. Interesting choice. As... Look, this is Incas! Oh, this is so pog. I am excited now. Villager getting get lamed. Leary will have to run this dude. Not this dude. Leary? Leary? Lux should kill this. What? That should have been easy kill. Look, just block the Vil. Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna potentially find. I need to watch this. Oh, just passing. 2 sheep and another sheep he could have stolen. There is a boar there. Knowing Lix, he will probably try to lame it, but it will be a stupid move at this point because they know where the eagle is and it will be super easy to block it. If he goes for the boar, I'm gonna be in shock. Okay, he's just guarding it. There are 2 sheep here though for Leary to potentially grab. So, Incas for Lix. And see what Lix is doing, guys? He has 2 villagers on wood at 12 population. Using villagers to pick up sheep. And he's already bringing in his second boar. Lix knows how to play Incas. Lix, you forgot the boar! Lix! You forgot the boar, man. Okay. Yo is playing as the Persians, so they're doing Persian Incas. Wait, is this Inca Taurush with the douche? I would love to see it. And yeah, as we said, there's a Magyars and Malay play here for the other side. Maybe Leary just wanted to lower its HP a little bit longer, more. So he's guaranteed that he will be able to take the boar, that will be my guess. But then this also means that Leary cannot get these sheep, and it's not unlikely that Leary thinks that he has been lamed now. Still no loom for Leary. Let's see what he goes for. He's gonna take the boar. Just blocking the boar equally with the... good work by Luxer. He's being annoying. He's also satisfied by the looks of it. Got another hit on the scout. Every scout damage is really important here because the villagers will be coming forward, right? So let's see if... It's not Yo, it's Vivi. Wait, it's Vivi! Wait, what? Are they switching players? I was just clapping this noob on the ladder and suddenly he's in this game. They're switching players, alright. Cool. So did Leary find those? Ah, feels Leary, man. 2 sheep missing. Hera is also on this side scouting for Yo. Leary, I can't even talk. There's so many names. Lix is now on the way to Feudal Age with 18 pop, 17 villager up. 1 HP scout survived, alright. Let's see, so... Happy New Year, Gin, my brother! So Lix is... gonna Lix, obviously. And if you remember, me and MBL did this. It went full disaster mode. How many vills is this? 7. 7 vills going forward. Let's see if Lux does anything different than... Let's see if I can learn, pretty much. I tried to be Lux, it didn't work. But maybe the issue was my teammate. Let's find out. So... Vivi is going for the scout build, as is Hera, as Hera is fully wall. Actually, this can be quite ugly. If Lix starts here and then moves over here, every resource of Hera is exposed, especially all the golds on the front and exposed. As the action, so Vivi is now scouting. Oh, what? Vivi is now helping Lyri. Helping Lux to scout, and Blacksmith rushed up immediately. Town Watch. It's the first upgrade. Makes sense actually, makes sense. Learned something there already. Just to be able to ensure. Ooh, if he did. He can see this! Deny this! He's sending one villager to fight this dude. Doing the armor. Oh, 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 he lost the tower! No. Oh, he didn't lose the tower, never mind. Low HP Vill there already. There's no armor upgrade in yet, so villagers are equally strong at the moment. Vivi did pick off that low HP villager. There's a second villager down for Lyri already. Lyri has lost 2 vills already. Pressure is on. Tower coming up. Lyri will have to counter tower. I love this. Need game legion against White Wolf Palace. That would be cool as well. Get the sponsor to host it and we'll do it. Tower will be up for Lyri. This is, I don't think this is good for Lix, honestly. It's also in range of the town center, sort of. Obviously armor upgrade helps a lot here. One villager down for Lix. I think this is not working out for Lix at the moment. It's looking rough for Lix. Needs to reinforce this. Oh, and he's also losing villas on the woodline. One villager down, second villager about to go down. Looks very, very ugly here for Lix, I must say. One villager more down for Lyri. To be fair, what Lix is doing here though is he's taking himself out and slowing Lyri down. He will escape with 5 vills, all super low HP, so if Hera comes over with scouts now, there's a lot of potential for dead villagers there. So well defended by Lyri. I'm not a big fan of the whole forcing the tower in the face and then walling yourself in like this, so close to resources, because the reinforcements of, in this case, Lyri, are gonna be so fat. Like Lyri has this whole villager count here. Lix has 7 committed Inca villagers. And here comes the second wave. You better watch out, you might actually lose villagers to this wolf, lion. So we lost 2 villas to the scout. Good work by Hera to hit him while... Fortunately for him, the pathing is a bit awkward here for the lion, so he might not lose a vill. It looks scary though. There's the second wave. Question as well now would be, how does... Oh my god, he's actually gonna lose vills to the lion. How does Lux react now when he's gonna get counterattacked? Okay, he didn't lose any. That was exciting. Hera, I mean, Vivi's just fully walled. Vivi's like not even making scouts, right? He has 1. Oh, he did make a few scouts actually. So in this case, Hera is the one who's going to be super untouched, and he's Magyars. It's going to be in a really good position to dominate from Castle Age and onwards. Although Vivi could be making camels in order to counter that, so that could be good as well. But yeah, Lyri, I mean, I guess the counterattack is not imminent, right? Because there was the gold being idle for so long, and now, I mean, it does have the armor, but still, Lyri, without fletching though, so damage output isn't that massive. Scouts coming in as well, but there are 2 spears, he can't really engage here, right? Yeah, just wasting units at this point. Although it seems like they want to force the fight. Which they are doing, but they're just losing all the scouts for nothing here. I really don't like this move by them. Yeah, they're just wasting all the Vivi scouts. For what? Taking out 1 archer and like 3 archers and 2 spears? In what universe is this worth it? Someone tell me what this is. I don't want to be harsh and like judging, but you just wasted what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scouts to take 2 spearmen and 3 no fletching archers? It's not worth it. Lions MVP, yeah. Barracks coming up for Lix now. So this is where Lix starts to be annoying. Work has he's finished with Lyra. Now Lyra is done. He has slowed down Lyra enough. I mean, there's only one villager difference between them, and Lyra is Malay. What Lix is going to do now is go over to Hera and start being annoying at Hera. The issue is, this comes in as Hera is already on the way to Castle Age. He will probably get a tower up. Hera's doing something really nice right now. He's adding scouts because he knows this is coming. So he's adding some scouts in order to be able to pick off some vills and do some damage, as more scouts, archers now with fletching are in. And Vivid did forging, so the scouts do have more damage. But again, he's just wasting the scouts, and there are more scouts from Hera. Also, obviously, with forging, because they are Magyars. Counter tower up immediately. I think this game is looking very, very good for tempo here. I don't see how they're gonna... I don't see how White Wolf Palace gets away with this, so to say. That's the right term. Great micro here by the tempo guys, picking up the scouts, picking up the spears, and now it's just gonna be villagers left. And I also like that Hera delayed finishing the tower, because he doesn't have to. Now he's gonna force it up. Yeah, there's all the vills gone for them. Well, Vivi has 42 villagers. He's still feudal age though, double stable scouts from feudal age. He will hit castle age with a pretty solid army count, but don't think this is enough to the point where Vivi will be able to hard carry this by himself. He's not even close to castle age either. I think this strategy failed miserably. Maybe it's just a bad strategy. Maybe I wasn't doing a bad licks when I was doing it. Maybe it's just a bad strategy. You never know, right? To be honest though, I think there was a mistake to force the tower up like this and then take the tower war. He should have forced the tower and escaped and built a new tower here, for example. He didn't have to do the fight on that tower. I think that would have been the way to do it if for Lix. WWP means White Wolf Palace. I think it's just so risky, and these caliber players handle it nicely. Indeed. It is very high risk, high reward, obviously. So you have a second market coming in for Vivi. Vivi is on the way to Castle Age himself now. It's gonna hit Castle Age with like a 7 villager lead on Hera, but it's also gonna be 2v1. Although Lyra is also gonna be away. Not gonna be hitting another wave. Lyra is not gonna be hitting Castle Age soon either for a while, but yeah. 4 archers is enough. He has villagers. He's just gonna ram the tower down, and Vivi Lux is losing more villagers. But to be fair, the only way Lux contributes to this game is doing exactly what he's doing. He's losing everything, but at least he is forcing idle time. He's forcing annoyance, although he's also just killing himself completely. Knight's now in for Hera as well. Let's see if triple stable for Vivi. The triple market build. Triple market. I like it. See if he goes for camels here. There he goes. The rest of the villas from Lix. Full disaster mode. Is MBL signed with tempo yet? I don't think so. This map isn't good for this strat. It's not bad. I just think Lix made wrong decisions here. I think he should have forced the first tower maybe here. On the range. On top of the barriers. And then he can villager down the range. And then after that he can start having a tower war with the gold and so forth. I think Lix's decision making in how to Lix was wrong here. I know I'm not a good Inca player myself when I do this YOLO thing. But when you're looking from the high ground as some sort of god, you're able to make these assessments. Do you remember your troll video where you did 3 market build? Are you referring to the game where I traded with the opponent and he got mad? I do remember that. Numbers are big here. 9 knights for Hera. There are some camels from Vivi now. There's also spearmen and archers from Lyri. So looks like a game. Lyri's about to hit Castle Age as well. I think this game is over. Told ya. Born to Believe, thank you so much for 27 months. Happy New Year to you as well. I think, like, to be very critical of this game, and from Lux's point of view, I think he gave Lyra the easiest defense of his life, right? Of course, Lyra still has to do everything right on his own, right? So Lux killed 2 Vils initially here. So Lux killed 2 Vils of Lyra, and then he stubbornly forced the tower in the face, which is where Lyra's whole economy was. Lyra had roughly 22 villagers in this area, right? And then you force a tower right in this area, which just means that Lyra can pull any villager he wants in order to take down the tower, and he has an archer range up, so he's also going to mix in 2-3 archers, and he can easily retreat to his own tower and his town center. So I think arguably the best approach would have been, he dropped the blacksmith, he got the upgrade up, he saw the range, forced the first tower here, take out the stone, take out the berries, can even batter down the range with the villagers, and then make your way towards the gold here. I think that's the way to do this here. So I think, again, being very critical, obviously, and having the gift of hindsight and full visibility, I think that was the misplay from Lux. And then the other side wasn't really relevant. I think the big scout investment was a bit weird. Maybe they were hoping that Lux would get more done. But yeah. Well done, obviously, either way to Lyra and Hera for the way they defended that. Hera obviously picked up some bills with the scout at the same time. The stupid fight versus the 3 archers and 2 spearmen was dumb. It's hard to say dumb, right? Like, obviously, sometimes you take a fight expecting it to play out differently, right? But then maybe the other player did some great micro or this and that, and then the fight seems super dumb, but while you were in the moment, it might have made sense for you to take that fight, right? It's always there's always a lot of things that comes into account when you make a decision in the game, and while it seems dumb making a statement that this was dumb, it's not always the right way to do it, because from the information they have and the situation they were in, to them it might have made sense to make that decision. But we have the gift of full overview, seeing everything, and so forth. How can a teammate contribute to the tower rushes more efficiently? Archers, scouts? Scouts, definitely, because you have faster mobility with that. If you go archers, you cannot really contribute too much initially. Yo, Aditya with the 25 euro donation. Happy New Year's from Australia. Hope you have an amazing day. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great day down under as well. And thank you very, very much for the generous 25 euro donation. Zero Cool 635, thank you for the sub as well. Welcome to the channel. The Mole AoE, thank you for the Prime and the 7 months. So, what do we have in store right now? We have Lithuanians for Mr. Yo. Well, Vivi is his teammate for this one. Lithuanians and Mayans for Yo and Vivi. While Lyria is playing Mayans as well. And Tatters. Oof, Tatters. Alright, game is over. Temple has won this one. So it's a Mayans war on the left side with Vivi against Lyria, and we have
Twitch staff's gotta protect their shrimping for Twitch thoughts.
And we have Yo with Lithuanians against Tatters of Hera. They tried to kill a villager here from Lyria, but he survived. Luckily for him, he's close to the town center, so good on him. Got us. Ooh! Wait, he has Loom. Makes sense. I got scared there because the villager was staying there way too long. But yeah, he's gonna be fine. Yo ate TC there for a little bit as well. They're trying to go for a Hera villager now. Picasso, thank you for the 5 euro. Gotta protect their shrimping for Twitch thoughts, yes. Well, this villager should be... no, he went from the wrong angle. If they angled him differently, if they came in from that angle instead of going there, they would have killed the villager. Trust me, if MBL was there, that villager would have been dead. I'll tell you that. Viper, would be a good civ bonus be longer range for town center? No. We don't want that. Good micro from Vivi there. We already have Lithuanians with the possibility of getting 9 range town centers. And we don't like that. Not at all. So, what else is new? Map, quite front exposed gold for Hera. Luring some there as well, bringing the elephant. And no Loom, downhill hit. Oh, second downhill hit. No. Ooh, well, should be fine. Oh, it's exciting, you know? Oh, laming the goat. Vivi, stop chasing. You're not gonna get it back. Why is he still chasing? He's trying to kill it, probably. Well, now Lyric can kill it. And is he gonna? Yeah. Dead. Map for Vivi. Why is he keeping his goats like in on the other side of the planet, man? Imagine Lyric comes running past here with like 4 free goats. By the way, if the devs are running out of ideas of civ bonus, they can take stuff from other RTS games. They already got inspired, I think, by some of Age of Empires 3 cards, deck cards, for example. But yeah, obviously they have a lot of potential. 6 goats still for Vivi. I think he stole 2 goats from.
What about Thimp or Somp or
from
even
Leary.
just say Twitch instead?
Thimp or Somp, or even just say Twitch instead. I don't know how this works. I've just been told that you cannot say that apparently. But I still think context matters. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just try to avoid the word just in case. 8 on wood for Yo. He's on the way to feudal age. He's gonna have a really fast uptime here. Wonder if he will jump on this. No, he will lose the fight either way. 4 to 5 hits. Hera finishing the walls nicely. Obviously Tatters have hill bonus advantage as well. The jury is still out though on whether it's better to do range play or cavalry play with Tatters now. I feel like range play is probably the way. All in all. But not sure why he's even hunting the scout, because he cannot kill it. He maybe doesn't know the exact HP. Hera finishing the walls nicely. He's gonna secure his base. Vivi has the same. Securing his base nicely. Like, these are the types of walls. I get it, but I at the same time hate it. I would have probably had ambitions to wall there, there, and there, instead of making like the small arena for myself, you know? Wait, what? He killed him? Wait, Hera had 25 HP. Yo had 12 HP. Hera has 3 attack. Yo has 5 attack. Oh, wait. That should have been... Maybe Yo got the first hit. I'm guessing that. Maybe Yo got the first hit. Nilly with 47 months. Oh, downgraded to a caster. Yes, Nilly. Now I know how it feels. I'm starting to feel for you, man. Thank you for the... That's almost 4 years, Nilly. Holy boy. Holy oh boy. Reagan, thanks for the 8. I think that's $10. Well, yeah, thank you very much for the donor there as well. 2 scouts already out for Yo. Third one is on the way. Eagle of Lyra is stuck inside the base, the arena of Vivi here with 2 idols. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening here. He's doing a drush, obviously, but yeah. Is this gonna be a drush fast castle? Looks like a drush fast castle from Vivi. I guess he did steal 2 goats, and that's why he feels like he can justify this. Let's see if he closes the wall. Yes, he does. Range is already out. Scouts coming over to Lyria as well. I think this is actually working out really well for well, White Wolf Palace at the moment. This is causing enough disturbance, and Yo is going to come in here as well. Yo is not full wall himself, but I think Hera will react and come to help instead of attacking. So I think all the scouts coming from Hera will all go to the left side in order to support this, while Lyra is going for the counter-attack with the 1 spear, 1 archer. He could go and sit here maybe, but that won't accomplish much. Maybe take him off the berries. But yeah, there's not really too much to be accomplished there. He does have the eagle inside, right? But yeah, Viv is fully walled. Berries are exposed, but some nice quick walls now. No danger there. Might pick up one villager. Should be one, indeed. Losing one scout in return and taking some damage. Maybe Hera even doesn't make scouts and just goes to Castle Age. Is that what's happening here? That's what's happening. No scouts have been produced. And at 13:30, we're clicking up as Tatters to the Castle Age. There we go. So he's gonna have a really nice Castle Age time as well with the Tatters. Because that's how they roll. You go fast up, you get 2 extra sheep. See, he doesn't even have farms, right? He has 3 farms. And now he's dropping farms with horse color. No, he doesn't have horse color. Never mind, I'm lying. Yeah, that's what you can do with Tatters. Yo is still 500 food and 150 gold away from Castle Age himself. So this Castle Age from Vivin now is not really going to accomplish much. Because he will have what? He's even struggling to get up, right? And he's going to have 4 or 5 crossbows in like 3 minutes. And Hera will already have 2-3 knights out by then. Hera's starting position sucks. Well, he's done a good job making it good. He might even just add town centers here, right? You go up now, you add town centers, you get those 4 extra sheep while making units from 1 stable. Lyria is fully walled, he's not against ranged units, it's only against scouts. So Lyria is completely safe with this as well. Like the scouts might pick up 1 unit here and there, but he's not in any significant threat. He's losing 1 archer, 1 villager. Wait, what? What happened here? He deleted that to go in wall, and then he didn't plug the gap again. Ooh, Lyria with a little bit of a mistake there. I guess he's fighting here. I don't like that Viv is fighting without fletching. Right before hitting Castle Age as well. Strange. Well, that was some damage that shouldn't have been there, but... Yeah, Viv is about to hit Castle Age soon, and he has the same villager, or more vills than Lyria. So that went pretty well for them, but still, Hera's Castle Age. Knights on the way with +1 armor, no bloodlines. Almost lost another veil, but they're always being a little bit too greedy here. I mean, they cannot do damage to Hera, so they're taking the damage they get, right? Go on the way to Castle Age as well, probably gonna add a second stable. Nice and safe, could potentially overchop here soon. Gameplay context between AoE2 and AoE3. AoE3 has way more... Like in AoE3, each civ are somewhat more unique. But at the same time, AoE3 relies way more on shipments, which is like a instant reward, so to say. Like it's a little bit of a cooldown, but you generate experience and you have a little bit of cooldown where you can summon suddenly 8 troops or 16 troops, or depending on what you pay and what card you have. It's very different in that regard. In AoE2 you don't have any options like that where you can just summon units, like suddenly 8 units at a time, right? Right, crossbow on the way. I mean, Lyria took some damage, sure. He's on the way to Castle Age himself. He has a tower on his gold. He's nice and safe. Hera with the 2 TCs up now is going to do a 3rd TC here maybe. It looks like he wants a gate there. Did he misclick here? Okay, now he fixed it. I'm not sure whose side I fancy right now. The crossbow damage here could be somewhat good. Should be able to pick off 1 villager at least, maybe 2. Yo hits Castle Age now as well. I think I prefer White Wolf Palace. Good reaction from Lyria, but he still loses 2 villagers. Yeah, Lyria is quite far behind here. So the fast castle from Hera hasn't really paid off yet, but that's also a bonus that's gonna most likely come into play a couple of minutes from now. Let's see how brave he is here, because Lyria is not Castle Age yet. There's Bodkin Arrow for Vivi. There's Bloodlines now as well for Hera. Hera's just buying time for Lyria here. I think he should be more adventurous though, because he can still get a lot of damage done here. Knights coming in from Yo though, and Yo has double stable production, whereas Hera is still on one stable. Hera jumping and then hill advantage as well, but good micro from... Ooh, this is actually a really good fight for Vivi. Never mind. It was a good fight for Vivi, but... You know what? If there were two more knights here from Yo a little bit earlier, they could have fought already, because these wouldn't have been turning into crossbow. I think all in all, good trade for tempo there. Now the counter attack is on, but it's already... With mines, you have non-stop production all the time. And the numbers are already there, so... I think the big difference now is that obviously Hera will have a better economy. So Hera is in the strongest position. Lyra is in the weakest position, while Yo and Vivi is in the middle. Are in the middle. One relic already for Yo. Good stuff. But yeah, there's no damage to be done here for Lyra. They cleaned up the army of Vivi, but Vivi obviously has a second wave already. It's 2 TCs as well for Vivi. Lyra seems like he's gonna play one town center. Looks very, very good for White Wolf Palace, if you ask me. Hera just now adding a second stable, and I expect Hera to be losing stables here. And you know, as a cavalry player, it's really difficult to be in this position because you don't want to lose your production buildings, and they're very expensive to rebuild because of the whole fact that they cost 3 farms pretty much. So even losing one stable like this, not only does it slow down your production, it also takes a dig on your economy. And yeah, oh, Hera with the misplay here as well. The knights are not supposed to come from this angle. Lyra getting some damage in return. Only one villager down though. Good reactions action again from Vivi, and Vivi almost have enough numbers to defend now. Looks very, very difficult very difficult situation for Tempo to handle here. I'm not sure if the fast castle really gave them much. +2 from Yo as well. Hera only has +1. Yeah, Hera's gonna... Like, all the eco lead Hera had from his fast castle is now gone. And losing 2 knights as well for free. Yeah, this looks like it's already over, guys. I have to say. Vivi as well, not losing enough where it's game-ending damage. He should just run in to this woodline with his crossbow. They're not gonna be that greedy, but yeah. Losing bills here as well. Oh, he's even stealing the sheep! He's stealing the sheep! To add further insult to injury. He's stealing the sheep that was spawned. Yeah, pressure is mad. Like, as well, this is what, 2, 4, 5, like 10 farms. 10 farms of Hera. On top of all the villagers he just lost, there were 10 farms here that haven't been working for the last 2-3 minutes. And that is so much food lost as well. It pretty much just puts Hera in a really, really hard position. He's gonna need help from Lyra, but I didn't catch this, but Yo came over and helped clean up Lyra's army there. And now suddenly there's a 2 army count for Hera, 15 for Lyra, and then Yo and Vivi both have the same numbers. Another stable is gonna go down. This is just a situation that they cannot recover from, honestly. This is very well done by White Wolf Palace. Again, Hera played, as I would say, type of style that me and MBL would have maybe opted for, where you sort of take some eco lead, but you get punished for it, and you don't necessarily gain the reward you're seeking. Plus you need to rebuild farms, indeed. Suddenly Yo has more military, more economy, and he has relics as well, right? So Yo is now on +2 already. Let me see how many relics he has. Yeah, he hasn't done any attack upgrades, and he has +2. Now they can just jump on Lyra's army here as well, and they should be able to clean up the whole army on top of that, so... Looks very, very good for our Chinese players here. How will you prepare for Red Bull public or in private? Private! Yeah, I think they will call it here. They should realize that the ship has sailed. I mean, Hero probably still feels somewhat okay though. 3 TC. They can also maybe be thinking that Yo is playing 1 TC with the amount of knights he has out, but obviously we know that that's not the case. And Lyra is also playing 1 TC. So they are counting on winning this with military, but they're already behind in both eco and military. So Hero has caught up in villager again, though. But I still think the initiative they've lost, the amount of initiative they have lost with the damage they took, is just unrecoverable. I think Lyra is about to lose a lot of archery ranges as well, and probably a lot of economy, possibly. Yeah, I think the Chinese guys play really well when they have initiative in the game. When they are under pressure, I think they're worse. I'm not sure why Lyra and Hero opts for this greedy play. I think they can just play complete meta and be fine against. They don't have to do this greedy fast castle approach and take the risk, right? So if you give Yo and his ally the initiative, you're not gonna like what happens. Will we see Obsidian Arrows? I wouldn't rule it out, honestly. Market just now. Vivi has been playing all this game without Cardo, like without Allied Vision. Another wave coming in here. This is about 25 unprotected villagers, so Yo could just jump straight past and kill so many villagers. These are 30 villagers on the farms, and they're all gonna go down once again. So Hera once again built up a little bit of an equal lead, and it's gone again. You know that saying? What's the meme where it's like, and it's gone? That's what we're looking at here. It's gonna be raided to death once again. Lyria on the middle of the map moving across to try and hit Yo here. And suddenly Yo has the eco lead again. Once more. South Park, yeah. I wish the Showmatch had other maps than 7 Arabias. I agree, Nikov. I wish that they should have just played, honestly, the World Cup settings. Would have been fun to see like tempo against the winning team of World Cup, right? But then again, Vivi couldn't have played. So, I don't know. Maybe the Chinese sponsor saw Hera and Lyri clap me in MBL, and they thought that they want to see White Wolf Palace against Lyri and Hera, so that's why they went for the Arabia. Why couldn't Vivi play? He's not on their team for the World Cup. Yeah, but this is about to get cleaned up again. About the same crossbow numbers and 31 Lithuanian knights. I'm not sure why Yo isn't doing forging at this point. He's just got the +2 attack with the relics. Alright, so that makes it a 2-2. I hope that the next games are a little bit faster, because I would like to finish the set, but it's getting late. White Wolf Palace TheViper, when? I am well committed to my Game Legion team. So, unlikely. Are all AM players moving to tempo? Not as far as I know. Viper Cream, thank you for the whole year. Happy New Year to you as well. Dicky3, thanks for the 16 months. Tempo Snack, unlikely as well. That was I mean, Vivi and Yo played quite straightforward, and they just took the initiative and never gave it up. That's pretty much what this game was about. Lyri got punished a little bit by the... I would say Lyri was greedy. He was being rushed and scouts. They got punished because of their strategy as a team there. I assume Lyri was in on the whole... Lyri was probably feeding Hera information that, yeah, I'll be fine, just go to Castle Age, right? And yeah, they gave up too much initiative in the game by doing that, I think. Where are you from? Did you see Northern Lights daily? Yeah, Northern Lights weren't special to me. Like, I would go to football training, and every night going home from football training, I would see Northern Lights. During winter, obviously. Or yeah, alright, so we have a game again. We have Yo, this time playing as the Berbers, teaming up with Vivi once more, playing as the Chinese. A really good, strong, really strong Civ combo there. Berbers obviously can make 1,000,000 knights and camels if they want to. He has a quite nice map as well. Easy wall-offs to secure an important area of his base. Teammate, obviously Vivi, playing as the Chinese, giving that farm boost, which is quite insane. Also with a really nice map. Easy wall-off. Gold very close to the town center. Woodlands nice and close as well. Very nice map for Vivi. I think he will do the arena wall though, right? Wall there and up there. That seems to be the meta these days for the way they're walling. Other side we have Hera playing as the Khmer. Khmer, oh, quite an awkward map actually. Very open on the side, gold. He could wall short here, but the golds are still awkward with the back space being so wide open. You could also go for very ambitious walls, where he walls there, there, or like there, and somehow connects these two wood lines or walls to the edge there. Would grant him some more safety in the back areas, but still, that would be massive walls, and I don't think he will go for that. At least not initially. Leary plays as the Chinese as well, so it's Khmer against Berbers, and then a Chinese for both Archer Civs. Also a very wide open backspace. He could also go for some really ambitious walls, but I don't think he will. Quite an awkward map actually for tempo. Well, I think White Wolf Palace has really good maps. How should I decide whether to open Knights or Elephantos with Khmer? Depends what you want to accomplish, right? Do you want to have mobility in order to just raid? Probably Knights is your better choice. Do you have even economy to make Elephants? Elephants is more of a killing move, or a power unit, so to say, tanking unit. So the question is, what is your purpose here with the elephant play? Do you want to... Are you up 2 minutes earlier and just want to kill him? Then go elephants. But even in that case, it might also make sense to go knights. I would say knights is more often the right choice than elephants. Purple is Vivi. Did I not say that? Viper casting games feels a bit like getting free coaching. I'm gonna start charging this then. I'm gonna put my stream behind a paywall. So if you guys want this free coaching, you will pay up. Nolix, surprise, wasn't allowed to play. Well, Vivi and Yo won the last game, right? So they might want to just carry on with the winning team. Same as football, right? Don't never change the winning team. That's what they say. Yeah, I'm gonna put this behind my OnlyFans actually. Start doing that. I think Yo could have walled this better, but he probably hasn't scouted everything. Yeah. Like an easy wall would have been there, there, and there. But obviously hasn't scouted everything, so this wall makes a lot of sense. Lux has played a few games, yes. I think Lux has played 3 games, and this is the... No, Lux has played 2 games. This is the 3rd game of Vivi. Yo didn't play 1 game. So Lux has played 3 games, indeed. Let's see how... I wonder how Tempo plans to deal with their maps. Hera with the 20 pop-up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how he's gonna do this. I mean, he's Khmer, obviously, he can hide in houses. So he could just count on that for safety. But, yeah. Yo, I'm sure will finish the wall there. And then finish this. And then this. And Yo will be fully walled. There's the arena wall of Vivi. Getting ready as well. Should have placed 2 wheels in there, probably, to make it more efficient. Uptimes are quite similar, right? Only Leary went up a little bit later. Wait, why is Vivi like 6% behind? Vivi must have had a smoother Dark Age compared to Leary. Gate coming in from here as well. He's going for the ambitious walls at the moment. He's probably gonna thinking to close this towards the end. Yeah, Hera's going for the ambitious walls. I thought he might, but didn't expect him to come so soon, you know? FFNon, thank you for the 7 months. Happy New Year's Eve to you as well. Stable immediately. Probably just gonna keep his scout defensively until he is fully walled, because this is a hell of a lot of walling. What? He's going for this wall? This is what I hate about the arena wall. You know, when I say the arena wall, I mean the tight wall where you just secure your own base, right? How does this make sense over like this and there? I mean, I understand it's less walling if you count tiles. But I just feel like if you wall here and here, you secure your wood lines better. That's personal opinion though, right? I do understand. I mean, also this is the backside of the base. Maybe you don't expect enemies to... If they push, they might come only on the front or the side. Maybe don't expect them to come all the way around. But still, you know, it just makes me feel weird. Less walking, maybe. I mean, there's an argument for that, right? It is less walking. Good moves by Yo there, getting some good damage on the scout of Leary, as Leary goes for quite ambitious walls himself. But Leary has to feel very, very vulnerable right now. Hera finishing. Yeah, Hera's going for super ambitious walls. Oh, loses one villager. Nice pick off by Hera there. Second rage for Leary. I feel weird about it. I should just team wall. I mean, at this point that might make more sense, but still, team walling on these hills, you don't really want to do that either. So tempo players are just playing super safe, super passively at the moment. I mean, he's doing some good damage with the scouts, but otherwise playing quite passively and controlled to ensure that his base will be safe. Not a villager down for Vivi, so Vivi has lost... He has 0-4 at the moment, so he has lost... I think Vivi has lost 3 villagers already. Yeah, Vivi is down 3 villas already. Oof. That is very nasty. Panic walling now. Like, you start walling this early and then you somehow don't manage to finish the walls, which just is like double punishment. You had idle time early game and you got punished for it still. So 3 villagers down already for Vivi. That's actually quite massive here. Yeah, so Hera was active with like a few scouts just to punish, and then left the rest at home in order to secure the walls, and he will now be fully walled in the corner. And Leary going for the massive walls as well. They will be safe in the end, and they got away with it. Yo, Feed Me Hobo, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs to the channel. Cheers! Can you talk about why walling early is bad? Because you have idle time. The villager is spending wood running around walling instead of collecting resources. It's not necessarily bad, that's the wrong way to put it. It's an investment for safety. But the fact is, if your opponent spends 1 minute or 2 minutes of 2 villagers walling, he will have collected less resources than you. So in theory, if you just fight with your military afterwards, and there is no walling, the other guy will have a better setup compared to you. Because he spent less resources on walls, so he has more resources to invest elsewhere. But then again, the other guy has the safety of his base because he is walled, while you don't. So it's the whole balance act there, right? 6 scouts from Hero here. Yo is obviously fully walled. He's even going full stone walls. I think... it might be the good move here. Hero's gonna save that villager. I mean, they realize it's full walled now, but it's still just palisades from the temple team. So the Chinese team definitely... Vivi has more archers and Yo has more scouts. The military advantage is definitely in favor of White Wolf Palace. But Hera is on the way to Castle Age. Khmer economy. Could be... Is there a chance we see early elephants here? I wouldn't rule it out. I would not rule it out. It's going to be a really fast Castle Age time. Is there an opening there? There might be an opening here. Ooh, this could be a disaster. I think there's an opening here. Oh, Hera. Wait. Is there not an opening? Is it just me? Is it not open there? I'm pretty sure it's open. Right? Is it not? Click inside. Let me see. I need to know if it's open. There could be a tree there. I wanna know! Click inside! Oh. Please delete his house, I wanna see. Alright, so... Leary on the way to cast stage as well. I mean, they did a massive... They might even have to jump here, honestly. Yo should do upgrades. Yo's on the way to cast stage himself now. Vivi is still a bit away. Obviously, Vivi lost 3 villagers in early fuel age, which was obviously massive, so... They might actually want to just fight here and trade. I'm not sure... Oh, this should be a good trade for... There is armor and bloodlines for Khmer. But still, I think... Considering that... He is cast stage now, I think... Or very shortly, I think this is still a good trade for a China team. Now he has to fall back though, and now it could get rough, because they sacrificed all the scouts for Yo, and now... Ooh, if they really kept chasing her... He could have probably killed a few more archers, but they're switching, they're going to Yo actually. So, is it elephants? Nope, it's knights. They wanted the more mobility. I'm pretty sure there's not... There shouldn't be a hole there, right? I would have noticed, right? Maybe on the way to cast stage himself now, but yeah, the timing here... I think Yo might just die. He is stonewalled, but all the woodlands are going to be idle, and I think they're going to start working on the stables very fast. Ooh. Although they're not going to the front, so... Oh my damn, oh my goodness, Jordan's going ham. Yo, the octopus
cast more.
With a €50 donation. 50 freaking euro. Asking me to cast more. Well, I mean, I guess I have to oblige, no? But that's... I talked earlier, Octopus, about... I'm not sure if you were here earlier, but I did talk about potentially mixing at least once a week, where I just cast for a couple hours. Top level games, maybe tournament games. So I get some variety in the content on that end. But thank you so much, the Octopus, for massive 50 freaking euro here towards the end of the year. A rough year for many people. Thank you very much. Sesquipedalianistic. Thank you for the 3 years with the Prime as well. 3 TCs as well. The Khmer economy, even though they've been nerfed, they are still pretty damn solid. +2 for... Yo has +2 here, and he's Berbers. He probably doesn't mind this fight. Probably gonna be about a 50-50. No. Okay, I was wrong. Hera with the hill advantage. Big favor there. Ooh, this could be nasty. Let's see if Yo reacts in time. 1 village down. Potentially 2 villages down. Only 1 down. 3 stable night production. This is... I mean, he does have 100 stone, so he could add town centers. But still, it's... Yeah, Vivi just chooses to walk across the map. Straight for the other Chinese player. It's one of those things where Hera is going to pull ahead a lot in economy. Leary added town centers as well. Still full 1 TC for both Yo and Vivi though. So they're again going for the massive armies. Good moves here actually. There's 2 super low HP knights. 1 HP knight there. Aye. They're going to put on the pressure now on Leary, who's dropping a 3rd TC at the moment, but the crossbows are coming in just in time. 1 villager down. No ballistics yet for Vivi, so was not able to do the damage. What's the knight numbers like for Hera now? Hera has 6 knights. I don't think he has +2 either. No +2. 6 knights for Hera. Not really mass producing knights either. Leaving 2 knights to be healed. Nice moves. But now the pressure... This is the initiative play, right? You see China do this so often, where they might fall behind one way or another, but they go for the massive initiative play. Which again, in this case means taking out an archery range, jumping into a base in order to idle economy, idle farms, and just like work on production buildings. Just to pull themselves further ahead in military numbers. Now Leary has a massive army himself, so he is able to ensure safety here. And they do have the hill now to micro with, and that's going to be a good position for the Chinese team here. Lots of knights still from from Yo, and there's still no sign of +2 coming in from Hera. This range should be going down quickly as well. A lot of knights. They might even jump on this army now, because there's suddenly 11 knights for Yo, while there's only 6 knights for Hera still. There's another wave of crossbow at home. Second TC coming in from Vivi. Yo with the second TC as well. I think still it's going to be a massive cast edge commitment here for the Chinese team, because they have Berbers, right? The longer the game goes, usually the worse Berbers. I don't get worse, it's just they don't have access to Paladin, but to be fair, neither does Khmer. So we have villager counts, quite equal for 3 players, with Hera 20 villagers ahead. Very nicely saving that. But still, like the armies of Tempo are separated. The armies of White Wolf Palace are together. And it's sort of cutting them off here as well now. This is a good move by the Chinese team. Getting some value here, but I don't know where these are going. That could have been ugly. And suddenly the pressure is going to be on Hera again. And I think the Chinese team also feels that they have to do damage because they realize they are significantly behind in economy. So they're going to have to find an angle of attack where they can actually get some damage done. And that's the difficult part here. They do have still a bigger army in theory, but actually no, armies are about the same now. But what they have going for them is that their armies are together. The crossbow army of Lyri is out in the middle of nowhere, and I think that's what they're looking to do now. They want to jump on this army, but they're going on the wrong angle. They have to go from the bottom. These crossbows are going to get a great trade here now. The knights from Hera will come in, and these crossbows will just micro backwards, pick off 1 knight at a time, and he's going to get an amazing trade. This is going to be great for Tempo team, as they are looking to take the fight themselves now. Ooh, this is gonna be probably the fight of the game. Unless China wins this fight heavily, which looks like they're not about to do. This game should go in favor of Tempo, as they are just... You're fighting closer to their reinforcement fights as well, right? And it looks like the numbers in the end will leave with 0 knights for either player, but the crossbow numbers will be heavily in favor of Lyri, as we see on the stats here as well. 46 archers for Lyri, 21 for Vivi, and I think that's game. Hera sitting with... The worst part here is that Vivi is on the way to Imperial Age now. They just waited. He would have had a big army that could have been crossbow, arbalest that could have snowballed. But now Hera has 95 villagers, Lyri has 70 vills, and the numbers are at a point where it doesn't really matter what happens now. The numbers are too big for Tempo to ever lose this now, because Lyra is on the way to Imp as well. And I'm sure Hera will follow shortly. Hera is still committing to massive knights, but he can stop production at any time and pretty much go Imperial Age, as he has 49 farmers. With Khmer, which is still pretty strong. Not sure if that was asked before, but why don't you use Capture Age? I jumped in to cast this spontaneously, and I heard that Capture Age is not stable at the moment. That's why. Schmulzy, thank you for 6 months. Viper Man, about to break 1400 ELO, catching up on you. Oh boy, I'm getting scared, man. Directly Yahweh, thank you for the Prime. Pressure is now going to be on Vivi, but I mean, just look at the scores, right? There's 1,000 score difference at 30 minutes. That's never a good sign. Yeah. Khmer food jumping up, as always. Picking up some relics as well now. Well, that was a ballsy relic. Right. Let's put it on top of the town center of Yo. They're just jumping on the army here of Vivi as well. Vivi is Imperial Age, right? So they just think, okay, let's just clean the numbers of Vivi, make sure they don't turn into... This could have been 20 Arbalest. Instead, it's going to be 5 Arbalest. Or 0 Arbalest even. So this is definitely way worth it for the Tempo players here. And yeah, Vivi sitting on 59 vills. I don't think this game will last much longer. Lyra will hit Imperial Age. That will be Arbalest. Hera will hit Imperial Age as well. And the game will end very shortly. This is why Pierce armor is very valued for cavalry and infantry units. Indeed. Would you rather play without score? I think at this point it's too late. It would have been nice to have games. Well, it would have been nice if the game started like that, but at this point you cannot change that about the game. It's too important. With the hill, I think this should still be an okay fight. I mean, this is a fight that is happening exactly when it has to happen. Because there's Arbalest for Vivi, but not for Lyri. And they did actually win that fight. But what they don't know is that behind this lurks an even bigger threat. I mean, they cleaned up the army of Lyri. Lyri suddenly only has 16 Arbalest as he hits Imp. Hera's 20? I don't want to start thinking it, but... Hera isn't producing anything. Is he going elephants? What is he waiting for here? Is he waiting to do elite bad elephant? Is that what he's saving for? Because he's not producing at the moment. Are they low-key throwing this? Yo is now starting to... I mean, he's Berbers, right? He can produce knights for days. Hey! Why has he not been producing for... Like, he has so many resources. I don't understand why he's not producing. Forward? No, I thought it was a castle drop. Forward siege. Now he's queuing up a lot of scouts. Like, but he had the resource in the bank. I'm really uncertain as to why he didn't produce. They're coming in with the numbers he has to support. The knights cannot jump on this by themselves because numbers aren't there. But now it's going to be Imperial Age upgrades as well for Lyri. Plate barding armor is about to finish as the big fight commences. And I reckon this should end quite favorably for Tempo. 125 bills for Hera, 88, 87 for Lyri and Yo, and then Vivi struggling behind. Yeah, I don't really know what White Wolf Pals can do here. Focus, boys. Focus.
They're running back, that's fine.
Focus, boys.
Oh.
It's fine, it's fine. You can... Okay, that's fine. That wasn't the worst thing.
Yeah.
But capture is unstable.
I heard capture is unstable. Smile. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Benevero. Appreciate the 500
click up
bits.
so fast and Yo can't?
Well, Yo was making a million.
Well, Yo went all in Castlage for a while. He also made stone walls, so...
Yeah, I guess. Stonewall this costs a lot.
Yeah.
The game is over. Not sure what's...
Careful, raid with those. Coming from behind.
Yo is still Castlage.
Going camel. Oh. I'll drop a castle there.
What is this? Are we watching the... We're just watching the final gameplay, like the 5th game play out. It's gonna be done very shortly. I think. I'm gonna go pee while we're waiting. I'll be right back.
A castle there.
Yeah, I'm taking my hill as well. Or I'm taking this hill here.
It's huge forest. GG. Look at him cancelling everything.
Yeah, buddy, let's go. I canceled like
Almost.
I canceled like 40 Hussar from my queue. Like, give me,
I
give me
didn't
top
even have
score.
anything in queue.
You can tell when I go quiet, so don't do it.
So the score jumped up like 500 points. I see.
I canceled literally everything actually. Holy
Alright.
shit, good game. Yeah. Okay, that was insane. I mean, that's basically the series. You have Franks and Britons. To lose this, we have to play like ass. Like, if we lose this, we actually should uninstall.
Man, they have 2 extra goals to the back. Each corner. We don't have any actually.
Yeah, that's so unfair. Oh, actually, I had one in the middle. Actually, that's true. But like, why do they have it in the back in the corner? Like, it's so weird. I
There we
don't
go.
like that actually. Like, you were looking for one. Imagine if you had the extra gold. I looked for mine in the
Yeah.
back as well. Hey, GG. Yeah, it doesn't matter that much, guys. There's the GG.
To me only.
Say GG,
Yeah,
bro. Say GG. Disrespect. Oops, I clicked no. I meant to click yes. Khmer Saracens against Franks Britons. Oh boy, wait, Franks? Wasn't Franks? No, they used Slavs in the first game. True. So, in the red color, we have Yo playing as the Khmer. Now teaming up with his favorite mate, Lux, who's playing as a Saracen. So Khmer Saracens. Ooh, that's a nasty combination. They're playing against Franks for Hera and Britons for Mr. Leary. Priming Sato things in for 7 months in total there. Viper commentary on Wood Paladin with 100 bits. Viper commentary on high level games is best away viewing experience, only behind Viper destroying his opponents. Thank you, Wood Paladin. Admit it, you are just casting so that Hera doesn't get all the Twitch views. I'm casting because all my opponents that are viable today are not playing. That's why. So, let's look at the maps quickly. Let's look at the Archer Civs. We have Britons for Leary here. Not sure why there's a random ice piece there. Wait, why is that there? Why is there a snow patch there? I'm gonna analyze quickly the whole map to see if there's more snow patches. Why is there a random... What? Why is there a random snow patch here? Someone explain that to me. Why do we have a random... It's for New Year's? Oh, I didn't realize that if I zoom in and out, the box changes. Things you learn while you're casting, huh? Not bad, not bad. Alright, let's look at the map. You sure as snow? Actually, I'm not sure. It has to be, right? So, map. Topside is quite open. Like, he does have a back gold, back woodlines. But at the same time, the topside is quite open. You could do a wall off there, though, and it should be fairly safe with enough time to react. Bears to the front, fairly easy wall, though, and fairly easy wall to the left side. So I would say Leary has a pretty good map, especially for playing Britons. So, good for him. Hera playing as the Franks on this side. Quite open here, but again, if he goes for big walls, he will have a lot of resources quite safe. Front gold, a little bit exposed, but again, he could wall in front of it, like house, barracks, stable, you know, and secure that. And he could go for the big ambitious walls on the sides as well, but all in all, fairly open map actually for Hera. Looks back stone, back golds. That looks nice actually. It's like a formation. Easy wall off here, easy wall there to the town center, wall there. I mean, he can wall easily to the town center here, there, and there, in order to have all these resources completely safe. Front goal, I mean, he could even just wall here like the arena, right? Wall that, wall to the front to the town center. He has a good walling options either way, so Lux's map is looking pretty solid as well. And then we have Yo at the end there. Ooh, might be losing a sheep here. Nope, he managed to save it. With a fairly open bottom part of the map. Not sure why Leary stuck around for so long. I mean, I guess the archer player taking HP from the scout player is always a good thing. Good wall on the front easily here. He could, if I know Yo right though, he will wall like this, right, to the middle, to the gold. I would have walled here probably, then here. I don't know what I would have done with the bottom side, but I would definitely have walled either there or like there. But if Yo is walling like he normally does, he will wall like from there to there. Yeah, quite a rough map on the bottom side. A lot of hills, a lot of areas to wall if he wants to go for the walls. You might just play open with Khmer, right? Hide in houses and go for the big army place in order to stay safe. They do have really good maps though, so let's see how they use Saracens here. Saracens are always scary. Muppet Show, thank you for the 31 months. I think Hera lost a boar? Looks... Yeah, looks very likely. Everyone is eating a boar, but Hera. Let's check the food income, actually. I'm not sure. There is a chance he finished his boar. Not a big fan of this second lumbercamp, but I mean, he doesn't have too many options. He killed with TC. It makes sense. He's out of sheep, and he doesn't have a rhino under the TC. Yeah, definitely Hera has killed the boar with his TC there. That's a rough one, actually. You're playing scouts. You are Franks, though, so if there's one save that can survive with this, it is Franks. He is luring some ostrich in now to compensate. But it does definitely make it a little bit awkward, but I think it should still be okay, all things considered, because he is Franks. But of course, you'd rather have all that juicy food. Yeah, Lix has this goal as well. Very nice extra goal on the bottom side of his map. He's preparing the walls now. I like the way he's walling. No, I don't like the way he's walling. They're going for these arena walls. I hate it. I don't hate it. Never mind. That's not right. Wall there, and you have more safety. Why make this? It's shorter. Fine. I'll allow it. Let's see. I'm curious how Yo will wall his map. Range from Leary here. Leary also not going for any ambitious walls. Mostly just securing his gold with a single wall. DJ Newt, thanks for the prime sub. Hero with ambitious walls. If they would have known how that Hera obviously killed his Spearman Rush from Lyria. If they would have known that Hera killed the war with his town center. So for those who don't know, like there's a meta these days where you garrison villagers in your town center in order to kill the boar faster. But if the final shot is an arrow from a military building, and the town center in this case counts as a military building, the food will disappear, the meat will disappear from the boar. So that's what Hera did here by accident, and therefore he's lost roughly 400 food, which obviously is quite massive. Oh, nice quick balls here from Yo. He's scared of the spear scout push happening right now. So he's rushing like 7 vills to finish his little arena. All good, he got away with it. Lux as well doing the arena. So Lux has a market up, right? I'm gonna have Lux's point of view open because I want to see how he's using the Saracen market bonus here. A lot of farms down for Hera, makes sense. Lux's house though, quite a nasty timing to be housed at. One range for Lyra so far, second range coming up now. I think Lyra went for a really fast uptime here. And just one range and get the spearman out really fast. Could Saracens market abuse to fast castle or not worth? I think he will do something along those lines. He will go for archers and fuel age, but he will also use the market to get a really fast castle age time. Sending his initial army over to help Yo though, I kind of like that because for them it should be a case of, oh, it's open. For them it should be a case of let's clean their armies, or the first wave of army, and then buy a fast castle age with a good army size. Should be in a house here, so we could have hidden in the house. Obviously I didn't expect this to happen. Needs to... he doesn't need to plug the gap. Okay, he's opening the wall here for Lux to come help. There's a nasty hill here though that Lyri and Hera could sit on. So it's still going to be an awkward way for them to fight either way. Touching in for both players now. Obviously the military numbers are in favor of Yo and Lux here, but then again there is a hill. Remember the first game where there was a big military advantage for tempo, but they still lost the fight massively because of the hill. Let's see how they engage this. Nice wall there. Shut out another scout from Hera. There's also the scout extra HP for the Frank scouts here. They are just jumping straight on top. I think this is the right move. Pick off the archers, pick up the spears, and just kill. He's taking around too much with his scouts for my taste, but they did clean it up nicely. Lux is not taking any stone, so he's not going to use stone for anything. Still producing archers. Hera's eco looking pretty solid. Yo's eco still producing scouts. Hera has stopped making scouts, picking off a villager there. Hera snipes. Nice moves. I mean, they're going to lose a lot of initiative, right? There's eco looking good. I think now it makes sense for Lux to just buy his way to Castle Age and then attack possibly Leary. Combuize, thank you for 17 months. Wouldn't Saracens mix their tanky camels with their arbalest in late game or just full arbs? Late game, I'm not sure how Khmer Saracens function late game. I think initially, probably just... Oh, this is still open. No, he finished it. Okay. Oh, this is still open though. Oh, he doesn't know. Initially, Arbalest for sure. Oh, yo, react! Ay, disaster. He can still hide in the house though, so that's okay. But yeah, still super annoying, obviously. He will quick wall these two villas in now and be fine. See if there's any low HP villas. Don't think so. They could actually jump. Lux is on the way to Castle Age now, so we did use the market as we predicted. They could actually go here and clean up. Hera's base is in big trouble, dude. Like, Yo should clean this up and then go straight to here, the front here. They don't have scouting intel, but so they don't actually know how bad the gold of Hera is. But he's gonna find out soon, and they can take out the stable of Hera easily here. And that's before Hera gets Castle Age. Wonder if he lost another villager. I don't think so. But yeah, there's a lot of potential here for damage now. The issue though is that Yo hasn't started taking gold yet. 3 idols here, 2 in the house. And Leary is on the way to Castle Age as well. But I predict Leary to be coming down here to try and help Hera deal with the pressure that's coming in now. They're lucky. Yo finds the army of Leary in the middle of the map on the way here. And then they can get some insane value. Still, the lack of scouting means they don't know where the gold is. If he knew about this gold, he would have put all the pressure here. Ah, he's going the wrong way. Honestly, attack from here, game-winning move. Anywhere else, not game-winning move, pretty much. That's the verdict right now. Looks somehow X'd exactly where the army of Leary is. Not sure if he had any units up there that saw it, or is just telling Yo to scout here. I think it's just telling Yo to scout. Yeah, now this is a game-winning move, potentially. This is what we're talking about. Hera is now off gold. His stable is gone. And the army is about to enter his base. So the night production won't be massive. Check Hera. He has 300 gold in the bank. Adding a second stable. He's doing +2, but he can... Oh, he's actually not doing +2. Oh, he's doing +2. I think he used the market now to buy more gold. He's queued up 4 knights. But this is it. He doesn't have... Well, he has gold in the back. But he also sold stone. He has sold 100 stone. And he has built a stone mine, so... If ballistics comes in immediately... Actually, it's triple range. And ballistics. Oh boy, this is gonna be a lot of pressure, guys. It's gonna be insane amount of pressure, actually. They actually just, like, they did damage to Hera. And know what? Now they're deciding, let's go attack Leary now. Ballistics is gonna be in. Leary, they're gonna be chasing their armies. I mean, there is gonna be +2 knights, though, in for Hera now, so... I'm not sure how I feel about this. Yo is about to hit Castle Age himself, double stable. I wonder if he will go elephants. Are they copying mine and MBL strategy with the Saracen crossbow and elephants? Imagine elephants and crossbow. They're gonna be... Buildings are gonna be disappearing like nobody's business, man. Pressure is gonna come in though in his ranges. He doesn't have a massive army at home here. Oh, it's knights. These cowards. They don't know how to play with style. Crossbows for Lux are in immediately, obviously, but yeah, Leary does have enough archers and is Britain, so he does have extra range. I don't think Leary necessarily is in trouble here, although he's running everything. Ballistics. He can't afford ballistics. I don't think he has it. Very tense for everyone here. Ooh, good micro by Leary, not the best micro from Lux here. It's getting punished a little bit for that, although he's getting some value. And the counterattack's definitely doing work, so Yo will have to invest his units into defending here. And you know what? Lux is 1 TC. The Saracens. Knights can just run in. And there's potential for a lot of damage here. Ballistics doing some good value here. He needs to quick wall this. Has to make sure this is closed. Even here, this needs to be gapped. Like, plug the gap. Ooh, Lux, hope you are ready for some crisis management. They were defending well on the top side. The counterattack is doing a lot of work. There are +2 knights from Yoda, but they're not taking part in the fight yet. Ooh, I think this has been... I think they misplayed their early initiative here. They got too hung up on doing game-ending damage, I think. Especially on Lyra's side of the base. Hera is just sacrificing knights now to pick up villagers. As there are the... Ooh. Make a farm! Yeah, make a farm! Oh, this is a disaster. They're going to clean up this army, by all means. But look at this, like, it doesn't look nice. It does not look nice. Scouts coming in now as well with full upgrades. The scouts will help out a lot here too. But the crossbow numbers now from Lux. They're gone, man. The crossbow numbers are gone. Villager count 28 for Lux. Counterattack did what it was supposed to do. It's a weird one, because if you analyze this game from start to finish, there was a point where Yo had those holes in his wall, obviously slowed him down, and then he had the second hole where the 3 scouts got in, and he had to send all his 8 scouts back home in order to defend, which slowed down the pressure from the Saracen player a lot. And after that, they went to Hera's base. This is now finally cleaned up. They went to Hera's base, did really good damage here, but then they decided, hey, I'm gonna run up to Lyra now. And then he commit inside Lyra's base, where he killed maybe 3 or 4 Vils and lost his whole army in return. So the decision making post early castle age was definitely a little bit off, if you ask me. But it's Saracens, never say never. The military count now is massively in favor of White Wolf Palace, as Hera only has 5 knights on the map. But crossbow numbers once more can be very, very deciding. And as we see, there's 23 crossbows from Leary moving down right now. But then again, we have 14 crossbows here from Lux. And as long as Yo can support with about 20 knights. You see what Yo is doing here? He's sitting in the middle of the map with half of his army. Okay, I thought he was doing this on purpose. I was wrong. But if they get a jump on Leary's army, this suddenly snowballs back into favor of White Wolf Palace. Are you excited for the new AoE? Are you talking about AoE 4 or the new DLC? They are 2 different things, but I'm excited for both. So the answer is yes, either way. Huh. Hera with 3 TCs now, though. There's a lot of pinging going on, obviously, because they need to synergize and decide where to fight from. There's knights here from Yo still. I mean, Yo has a massive amount of army here. So in theory, though there's 10 more crossbows, there is also 10 more knights. So what is the most value here? He's just ignoring the crossbows. They're going to trade crossbow for knight's army here. Yo is not getting the best patrol there, and now he's going to escape into the nice pocket there. A little bit unfortunate for Yo that that's more DE mechanics, sort of. Now Leary has a great pocket there to just sit, and it's becoming a great fight for Temple. Villager counts, they're starting to pull quite ahead. Obviously Lux is the one who is super far behind. He has to play this super all in. And I feel like this was the one push they had. I feel like this was the push where they had to make things happen. And I don't think they were able to. So I think now that's probably all she wrote. Yeah, I'm excited for AV4. Should be a lot of fun. At what point does Hera try to trickle some stone to castle that main gold? I don't think it's necessary. They should defend that with army. and not with stationary buildings. I think they're doing the right thing, especially considering the circumstances now. 3rd TC there. Yo is playing 2 TC, adding a 3rd TC on his gold now. Triple stable knights. You know what? I think also a misplay here was not going elephants. It might sound weird, but I think if there was, instead of 20 knights, there were, let's say, 14 elephants, I think that would have been a way more scary army. Especially considering that you have Saracens, the amount of pressure they put on here early. If that was supplemented by a ton of elephants, I don't see how... I can, like, there's always a chance, right? But that would have been way more difficult for them to hold. Tempo won this best of 7 convincingly, just as I said, they are the best 2-man team. There's not impossible that they are the best 2-man team. But they haven't faced the other best 2-man team yet. Nilly and Jordan, you know. Now the elephant switch is happening. It's coming a little bit late though, in my opinion. Should have been elephants a little bit earlier. I think me and Tato have a really good chance beating Lyra and Hera. But any other combinations, maybe not. I think even Doubt and Tato have really good synergy in the way they play. Oh, this is a big fight. The knight numbers from Hera are lacking, like if you compare. But the way they're using the army here is really nice. Elephants are now in the mix as well. This should be a very good fight for... They do a really good job of just picking up all the crossbow and then microing the crossbow there. Should be a good fight for White Wolf Palace, but again, they're getting enough value here where this is not game ending. See the elephants, how much more they tank? Imagine if there was these elephants earlier. They'd make a mix. Now the elephants with the splash damage as well. Oof. This is why you make elephants, man. Suddenly Yo has an army count that could be really scary. Even for a Britain, like, he can just jump on this, clean this up now, right? He doesn't have too much HP on these knights. But that's what they need to do now. They need to really do damage, because Lyra is on the way to Imp. Can you and MBL be as strong as you and Tato? If me and MBL play a lot more together, potentially. Like, me and Tato just have a very good synergy. Like, I also have a very good synergy with Doubt in team games. Just like Tato and Doubt also has a very good synergy. So, like I said, it's... I think... It's more like the people you play with, right? Normally. Just like the Max and Villas probably have a better chance at beating Hera and Lyra than, for example, me and MBL, potentially. It's just all synergy for the most part. Because everyone has the skill level to the point where what's more important is... It's not empties, right? No, it's not. To the point where what's more decisive... Oh, he doesn't have stone to repair. He tried to repair, but he doesn't have the stone. You need 1 stone in your bank to be able to repair a town center. Yeah, so like more like strategy, decision making, teamwork, and team synergy in fights is more important than pure micro, pure macro skill, so to say. Tempo versus GL Showmatch, man. I want to do something where... You guys remember the arena showmatch that Drakont did? That I did during my 16-hour stream? What about something like that with Game Legion against Tempo and more mixed maps? Not just like arena, but like imagine a... Let's say a best of 11. Not even that. Let's do more maps. Like best of 15. Game Legion against Tempo. And there's, let's say, 10, 11 different maps. Tempo only... Okay, let's not do Tempo, let's do Aftermath. Where Hera and Lyra both represent Aftermath as well. Lyra is now Imperial Age. Hera is on the way into Imperial Age as well. I don't see how they can defend this now. There's, of course, a scary amount of elephants still. Oops, sorry. And the crossbow / arbalest numbers aren't massive still. But there's enough knights to shield and tank for the arbalest to do the damage. There's a raid happening on top as well, so Lyra is losing quite a few villagers. But at the same time, Hera now remains untouched. Hera has 120 villagers. And these elephants, man. See, why didn't he make elephants earlier? Imagine he had elephants earlier. Like, we play with Malay, which obviously have cheaper elephants, but they don't have armor past the first armor upgrade, nor do they have bloodlines. And here you have elephants with armor, with speed, with everything.
I never cheered on Viper's stream.
Heisenberg, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Cheers. Thanks for cheering on my stream. Sensei1305, thank you for the 3 months as well. I mean, now Lear is imp. He has 40 military units still, but he's losing a shit ton of ills. And he needed a sling in order to be able to afford Arbalest. So the elephants are actually absolutely crushing Lear right now. The issue, though, is this blue guy over here. Because he's Imperial Age. As is Leary, but no one else is anywhere close to Imperial Age. Still committing full on the elephant play. And while there is a lot of elephants, I think when you combine the Arbalest with Cavalier... You know what? Hera's army isn't that big. Hera has 17 units. I think he's saving for Paladin as well. Yeah, he's waiting to... He waited to produce more because he wanted Paladin. He has Chivalry for sure, but... He doesn't even have fetching on his town centers, so this army... Hera's eco is about to be toast. Although so is Yo's, to be fair. 144 HP to 270. More armor for the Cavalier. White Wolf Pals is making the best out of a tough situation, but it's an uphill battle. The issue is now, even though they're dealing good damage to Hera, Leary is now untouched again. Leary will build up an army. He can even start mixing in pikemen. He's going to support with Arbalest here as well. So even though Hera's losing a lot of his economy now, it just leaves Leary to catch up and Leary to be in a really good situation. Like, Hera isn't going to die here either, right? Big fight happening there. Also some raiding on the top. Arbalest still in play. Still waiting for Paladin. Paladin's about to kick in 10%. Wonder if Hera takes the fight once Paladin is in. Looks like he wants to. I think they're gonna have 5 melee armor and 18 attack. I think Paladin even beat elephants almost at this point. So I think he's happy to fight now, and I think Lyra will support with some Arbalest soon, but it doesn't matter because the game is over. And Tempo takes it 4-2. Congrats to them. That was a good performance for sure. Where's my scoreboard gone? There we go. Good performance to Tempo. Viper, hope you're having a great day. Thank you, Yasuhu. I hope the same for you. Grod with 100 bits. GL versus AM on real world maps. No, real world maps aren't really competitive, I'm afraid. Sounds like fireworks are kicking off. Viper, would you consider doing more mixed team show matches like in the 16-hour stream? I would love to, but as well, like for the 16-hour stream, I dropped $1,500 of my own money into that show match to make it competitive and interesting. I cannot justify hosting $1,500 mixed show matches like that very often, right? It's a big investment. Like either it's a machine gun or it's fireworks. I'm gonna guess it's fireworks since it's we're approaching New Year's. Just win so you get some investment back. Even then. So yeah, I mean, I think White Wolf Palace had a really good opportunity to win. Small mistakes, obviously the holes for Yo, which made his scouts have to be defensive. And then the decision to run up to Leary with the crossbows in early Castle Age. And then just circle around and invest, like commit into the base. I think Blix and Yo, their playstyle is really strong. But I think the big thing here is that they might overcommit sometimes for damage. And it backfires. Alien stats, nothing too special here to see, I think. Well done to Tempo. Winning the show match 4-2. Good stuff. Alright guys. That'll be it for me today. I'm gonna go and spend the rest of the day with me lady. And have some good food, some wine, and enjoy myself. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Before I head off, guys, it's been a tricky year for a lot of us, obviously, and it's not been that difficult for me personally. So if you've had a rough year, hopefully everything will look up and things become better going forward. I'm sure things will improve for next year. A lot of things we all miss, right? From what our normal life was like. Wood Paladin, thank you for the 100 bits. Thanks for the 20 Viper. Happy New Year. Thank you. So yeah, with that said, I would like to, for next year, I want to perform better in tournament. I want to keep up a good performance in tournaments. Win a few, you know, maybe some of the big ones. I really want to win Red Bull for next year. I want to also push my YouTube content a little bit better towards a little bit more variety, or not variety in that terms, varied content within Age of Empires. Well edited videos with good content pretty much within Age of Empires. So keep an eye out for that. Obviously streaming will continue as always, and I'm gonna hopefully keep pushing and we'll do better. Hopefully 2021 will be amazing as well. New expansion next month as well. Maybe AoE4 next year as well. Who knows? I don't know when that they're looking to release that. Catmandu, Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to all of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this year with me. It's obviously not the same without you guys. So, will you play new Civ? Of course. So, I'm just gonna make it an abrupt ending here. Thank you so much for watching this whole year of 2020. I really, really appreciate all the support throughout the year. Amazing stuff. Hopefully we can carry on for next year as well. Hopefully I'll see you all next year, which for me is in roughly 6 hours. Bullmeister, thank you for 28 months. The only thing this holiday season needed was your mom surprising you in a Santa costume like the 24 hours years ago. That will be difficult these days. Plat P, thank you for the Prime as well.